Hey, welcome to the Thursday night live stream, folks. Glad to have you here in the side chat. Been a slow week. Uh, just sitting around on my lazy, you know what? And hang on, hold on. Hang on, guys. I got sound issues. Now we go. Here we go. Hey, good to see you all. Now I'm trying to recover here, as usual. I set the powder measure up tonight, did a few things, and trying to get this stream going, and it's doing okay. So appreciate you all turning in and tuning in to watch us and to be part of it. What you got, Echo? What's up, buddy?
I am just hanging out, reloading some more 380 ACP.
Those pew shooters?
Everybody makes fun of the 380. You know what? I'm man enough to carry a 380. Okay. I'm man enough to carry a 380.
I gotta say that I have to have some.
I know. Everybody's got to bust my balls about a 380, but no one wants to say they've all got one. You know what I'm saying? I think you don't have one, but I think like everybody I know owns one.
Yeah, they're okay. I just don't know if I'd ever load for one though. But
well, if you ever saw the prices of ammunition, you would.
I did actually used to carry a 25 back in 1988, though 87, 88. I'd got from my second wife. I would carry it around with me, and I was in car sales, and I'd wear a suit and tie, and I'd fold a piece of paper in it and put the 25 auto in my front jacket pocket. That way, when I was in the club, wherever some joker tried to bother me, I could stick the gun to his head and pull the trigger. Yeah, I got in trouble. So, we're going to talk about a number of things tonight, everyone. Let me see what we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about powder throws, cadence, and we talk about a term called getting a feel for reloading, and that means your press, your probably not so much your press, but definitely your powder measure. Getting a feel for. You hear that word a lot. Everybody says everybody has their own way of doing things, but you have your own way of. Everything can be measured. Let me say it that way. But some things on machinery you need to learn to get a feel for, especially new reloaders, and that's going to take a while to learn that ability to get that. And I want to say a few things here. I'm going to go there, and I don't so that way nobody can say they're jumping off my chat. Today, we're seeing Paul Potts killing fields. I won't go into what and where that's happening, but you all know. And history will remember this for what it is, what is happening now. Enough of that. That's my 2 cents on that. But we're just going to sit around, throw powder, and talk to you all in the side chat. And let me read off some things here for a minute. And see who all's on here. And you can talk to Echo if you want to. If you got anything you want to say, bud.
We're good. I'm just watching for seeing who's all coming on the side chat. Looks like we got CW over here. Andy.
Yeah. Hey, but good to have you, Andy. Curtis Long, good to see you. Can you handle this, Echo? Can you call out?
Yeah, I can call out if you want. Yeah, we've got Reloader 762. We have Michael. Let me see here. Treads here.
Good to see you,
Andy, I think I already called out. Let's see. Curtis Long. Hey, Curtis, what is going on, brother? And let's see here. Info Bros. I see that. Seeing the Info Bros. 67 Rebel. Hello. How are you doing? James Stewart. How are you doing? And let's see. Is that everyone? JH586. Good evening to you, brother. How are you doing?
Hey, Jamie. Reloader 762 is here. I'm on the other side. That's probably why I'm seeing a little bit more than you are, because I got the second monitor.
Yeah.
CW is here. You called Tread, didn't you?
Yeah.
Michael. Okay. Yeah. Glad to have you all. We're going to do some powder throws here. And I just set this up, actually, believe it or not, a few hours ago. I got me a 2x4, and I put a couple of screws in it and dinged it like a punch, and put some screws in there and got it mounted on my bench on a 2x4. So it's already been cleaned with alcohol and all that, in case anybody wants to know how you clean them. So just wipe it out with alcohol, especially when you buy it. And we're going to do some powder throws, and we're going to see if cadence changes it. Cadence means if you do it hard 1 minute, easy the next. We'll even do some testing there to see how that turns out. So you can feel free to talk anything that you want to talk about it though from time to time.
Well, so basically you're going to set this up, and we're going to throw a regular powder charge with your style of doing your cadence and your feel. Yeah. And see what it'll throw. And you're going to tell us what you have it set at. And then we're going to do a couple really hard and a couple of them soft. And then we're going to do a couple erratic where you do it up hard and maybe down soft or something to that effect. And we're going to show you consistency is in really the beholder, I believe. And we're going to prove it in a minute, aren't we?
Yes, and we're also going to see how accurate really is reading. Granted, we're not in the what I call the mid range of this powder measure. I think it's 5 to 100 grains. So we're going to see, even though we're at, I got it set. My base target is 23.3. I just threw 23.3. Now I'm not going to go with the trouble sitting here showing you. Just going to have to take my word for it. Now I could cheat though, couldn't I? But I'm not. So let's just keep throwing this and see how it does. What they say on YouTube, what won't go wrong will.
Well, it will. Trust me. You just turned on a camera.
Yeah. 23.2. I'm 1/10 of a grain off already on the second throw, guys.
Okay. Well, that's okay because that's within factory specs. It can be plus 1/10 or negative 1/10 of a grain.
23.2, guys, again.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what did you do? I saw you tap something there.
I'm tapping the pan in case little tiny particles of powder are still on it.
Okay.
Okay, 23.0. We're off. No, wait a minute. Nope, we're at 22.9. We got off there.
Okay, when you tapped on that.
Whoa, wait a minute. No, we're at 23. We're 2/10 off.
Okay, we're 2/10.
Yep. Okay, we come up 2/10. Now let's let this powder measure. You all give this a chance for this thing to settle in a minute. In other words, when you see people throw these things maybe 5 or 10 times or 20, you probably don't see them 20, but throw them 20, throw them 10, and let that powder get good and settled in here. And you'll be surprised what will happen. 23. I'll call it out for you. I was taking this earlier and I was tapping with my finger, but it's just easier to whack it on the thing. And this has already been zeroed out too. I've got the RCBS 1500 measure without the powder thrower on it. So you can't beat that combination because this thing is fast. All right, let's see what we got here. And also I tapped the brass with my fingers. 23.3. It hit our target. Let's keep going. See what we do.
Now, when you're talking about tapping the glass on the actual container where the reservoir for the powder to let it settle. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, 23.3, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to quit for a reason.
Okay.
Okay. I did it then, but I won't do it the next time.
All right.
I'm going to stop because it's bringing in more vibration. 23.2. 1/10 of a grain off. And I just did it again. I forgot. See what cadence happens to you in habits.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. Okay. 23.2, our target. Okay. Hang on. Now, it's going to take me a little more time. So usually I just thump it. And then I'll drop it right in front of the cameras. So I don't want to take forever to do this and bore you all to death. 22.9. That's unusual. But let's just let it settle. Let's not get all worried here about what we're seeing. 23.1. Still within. I am going to tap that. Doesn't matter. I'm not tapping it that hard. And I'm going to do this a little on the firm side a little while for a reason. So I'm going to do the cadence a little more ump, you know, a little more punch. So I want to keep the powder hopping, in other words. 23.2, our target.
Jason, what kind of powder measure are you using on your turret?
23.1, still a 1/10 of a grain off on our target.
The auto disc.
23.2, target. 23.2, target. Our target weight.
So you're hitting it almost every time now.
23.3, a little off.
Actually, 1/10 over.
Actually, it went back to the other
it
one.
Went, oh, okay.
Yeah, for
settled.
A second. Yeah. 23.3, target. 23.1, 2/10 off. This is real. We're not cooking the books here or anything. So
hey, what powder are you throwing? AR? What are you throwing?
I'm H335. Okay, we got on this one. We had an anomaly here. Here we go. It does this occasionally. This powder measure 22.7. So, but if we were reloading, would we have an explosion like some people we know? We'll keep that to ourselves, won't we? Let's see, 22.5, a little over. Could be because I'm talking and my cadence is getting off, but hang with me here. 23.2, target. If I'm not talking and I'm aware of what I'm doing, I tend to keep the same cadence a little bit. Then if I get the yander in my mouth, I end up getting distracted. We had another anomaly, 22.7.
Here's a direct example of why when you reload, you should probably not be talking on film.
23.1. Almost target.
You know.
Yeah.
I have noticed, I've gotten a little used to it, but
almost target.
Still kind of, double, triple check everything because of it.
Yeah, it's kind of distracting because we're aware of what I'm saying to you all. Plus, I'm trying to keep my cadence going. 23.2 target. So it can be a YouTube curse coming into play. 23.2. Do we see a pattern? 23.1. Still good. I predict this is going to be on target. 23.1. I'm 1/10 off. So my prediction was almost there. I'm trying to do this fast as I can too. 23.2 target. Typically you wouldn't work this fast, so 23.3. But do we see a pattern? A little bit of one. 23.1. almost every throw I do is safe enough. And I'm also at a max load in the Hornady book at 23.3. Now, in my mind, I know Hornady's conservative because they're a lawyer crap. 23.3 target. So I know I can go. Some books will show it a little more. To the new reloader, I wouldn't recommend it. No, but I'm doing a max load. 23.3. Here we go. This powder measure is starting to settle in a little bit.
Yeah, as you wear see, that's what I was talking about. As you wear a powder measure in, when you first get one, you'll notice that they'll be consistent, and then all of a sudden they won't be consistent, and it'll drive you batty. And then one day you'll be sitting there throwing powder, and all of a sudden it will throw the same charge almost every time within a tenth of a grain. And it will find its routine, and it will find, because basically the surfaces that you're working against each other will meet and mate, and they'll polish each other smooth, and they'll make it to where there's less resistance. So that every time you throw it, you're getting the same amount of distance you're throwing, and it isn't kinking and resisting and causing it to be inconsistent. Because the more he throws it, the more consistent it'll actually be.
Target. All right. Well, here's something I want to say, for especially if any new reloaders on here, which probably not because my channel's not that big. But a lot of your throws is cadence, getting a feel for your equipment. Occasionally, me talking, I definitely get my cadence off a little bit. But you'll see there's a pattern. The more I keep doing this, the more it seems to stabilize right around 23.2, which is what I've got it set at. Would you want to feel comfortable throwing this in your at max charge in a piece of case, like my case 223-556? No, but you know what you can do? Change your method up. Change it. We always say that everybody reloads different. Well, change the way you do it. Why not use this? I'm just giving you an example. Doesn't mean you how to do this. And you throw your powder into your thing and check it on your scale, and then take this in your funnel and dump it into your tray. So instead of complaining about the equipment all the time, learn the equipment, get used to it, get used to cadence, which is the same tap, same kind of like hard, when you go down and hit it hard, and just change your method. The powder measure, would I trust it to dump in here? Probably not. It would probably I don't think my gun would blow up at what I'm seeing here. But still, what do? Just change the way you do it. You can still sit here and throw. I'm not trickling up, but yet most of the time, I can sit here and load the crap out of my brass while I'm talking to you all and be almost dead nuts on. So, why? Because I'm doing it different. So,
yeah, Mike, sorry, brother. I didn't mean to step over your toes.
Oh, you're fine.
Michael was asking me, Echo, what am I doing? I'm loading 380, and I'm I prepped 5 cases. I'm just slowly getting through this 380. I'm going slow with it because I'm really enjoying this. And this is really the first 380 I've ever done, and it's turning out wonderful. And it plunk tests in both my gun barrels. And I mean, everything seems to be going dandy. Of course, this could mean absolutely nothing. I could go to the range and I could fire it at a target at 20 feet and not even hit the target, but so far it's going okay. So that's what I'm doing. And I'll be over on the press where you could see me in just a minute there. But we were just trying to figure out, I'm wondering how long that press is going to be like that until it finds its groove, where every time you throw that powder in and you flip that handle up and then go to flip it down, that every time it hits where it's supposed to.
Hit it, target.
Yeah. So you've thrown about 100 charges with that press. I mean, that's relatively a brand new, not press, with the powder measure. That is it's
only been used very little, yes.
Very little. And, so it
overall,
seems like.
Yeah, overall today, even by myself, total probably about 100.
Okay. Have you noticed it improving the more you use it?
The only time I notice it improve, now here we go, to especially new reloaders, the only time I see a improvement is as long as I keep my cadence up and don't stop. If I stop and let it settle or sit or bump it or anything like that, you'll see a difference. But if once I got that cadence going and keep doing it, my numbers don't seem to wander as much. I do okay. So that kind of tells you how important feel is. And cadence is really feel, how hard you hit it on the upstroke, how hard you hit it on downstroke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so just keep messing with it till you get really good, practice with these things, and pretty soon you'll be throwing ball powder. Now, would this be more accurate probably at 40 and 50 grains? Probably, because I'm in the mid-range of the meter in it. But the 3BR...
AR, now, when you say in the mid-range, what are you talking about? When you say the machine is more accurate when you're towards the middle, is that true on most powder measures?
They say it is. Everything I've researched, it says it is somewhat. You get kind of a better balance. I mean, is it true? I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but I would say so. Because why I say that? Because a pistol unit with a smaller thing tends to throw a little bit better, depending on the powder measure sometimes, especially near the center. You hear quite a few reloaders say, oh, it's in the mid-range. Like this meter here is 5 grains to 100. It's doing pretty good considering it's 20. It's on the low end. It's not in the mid-range of what it's capable of throwing. I probably make a throw. I'll test that one day. We'll do a live stream. We got a new one coming up now. We'll do one day near the mid-range in 308 and see how it does, and do a test down the road. So that will be a follow-up video. That'll be a good live stream, don't you think, Echo?
Now, yeah. What Redding powder measure is this?
This is a Redding 3BR.
So I'm guessing the BR stands for bench rest.
Probably, yeah. I just hit target. Yeah, it's they got the 10X, which is pistol. They got this one. It comes stock with a universal. They call it universal, but it's really rifle. And then you have to buy... I think I paid 180 for this. Now it's over 200. You get it with the universal, and you pay about $55 or $60 for the pistol rotor insert that you put in it. And I haven't got that insert yet because that's another chunk of money right there for Redding. And but I have used this a little bit on the other bench, and that's why I set this up today, because I can actually do a live stream here, and let's do some experiments here and see what this thing does. But yeah, I would feel better probably with this, probably throwing even a 10X. I think a 10X would probably throw at 22 grains more, even though it's on the top end. Actually, I know it does. I hear it does online. But
hey, do you see where Andy's saying, AR, that press is not straight up and down? Looks like it leans.
That's an optical illusion, guys, because that's
towards
a wide angle lens. That's an illusion.
Yeah, really, because a wide angle lens towards it will bend it.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like a fisheye, a wide angle is, and it will cause, like, if you look at the corners of my lens, you'll notice some, like where it says Craftsman, you'll see where it's running out that way, and it looks like it bends down. Well, obviously that Craftsman is straight across that toolbox. So it just, that's the end of the angled lens that makes it a wide capture angle, and it's distorting the outer edges. And where that press is located is causing a distortion.
Yeah. I say the same thing you do, Andy. It looks like it's leaning towards me, but it's not. And
and if it was, I'd be telling him, pack up, dude. I think the earthquake has finally hit Georgia.
Yeah.
It's coming towards you. It's coming towards you.
But, you know, if you only got this, I don't have the pistol rotor, where I think on the pistol, I don't know how many grains that pistol rotor is. I have to look that up. But you see, you could still use this thing and get enough accuracy to load ammo right now. You just couldn't do it. You probably wouldn't want to trust it. New reloaders definitely wouldn't want to trust it by taking your case out of there, you know, your whole tray, and then filling it, or even filling it and then putting a bullet on it without weighing it. I would have a little more comfortable even with this, even though it's getting pretty good accuracy. I still wouldn't do it that way. I will sit here and throw it out, and I'll take my time. Then I'll just get the funnel and I'll dump it down in the brass, cartridge. But it's throwing pretty good overall. But you hear all the time from guys, it just hit target. You hear guys, oh no, that thing's all over the place. Oh no, don't trust that powder measure. Oh no. Well, how do we know it's not? I'm not going to say that. Some individuals, if they haven't had equipment long, it takes a while to get used to it and learn it.
Well, another thing you got to think about is when I look at someone says to me, AR, I had a really bad experience with that particular powder measure or powder throw, or however you want to throw it, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I look at that and I say, okay, that was one person. That is a sample size of one. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go online and see, is there a bunch more people that have had this exact same problem with this powder measure? And if they have, that's when I believe the person who tells me that. But just like Ronnie Reagan said, believe the guy, believe what they tell you, but verify.
Trust but verify.
Yes, trust but verify. So you verify it by seeing if anybody else has had the same problems. And if there is a problem with the unit, believe you me, there will be a bunch of people complaining about the same thing, because it's a common thing for if somebody buys something, uses their hard-earned money, and it doesn't work supposedly the way it's supposed to or as advertised, they're going to write a description in whatever, YouTube video or in blog, whatever, to, say that I had a problem with this. Is anybody else having a problem? And if so, did you find a workaround to make it work more accurately or fix the problem? And you'll be surprised what a lot of people come up with and say. They'll simply come up with the fact that, well, once you break the piece of equipment in, and what a lot of guys what'll happen is they'll buy a powder measure and they'll start reloading. And basically, then all of a sudden they'll get pretty good at it. After a year or two, you're getting pretty damn good at what you're doing. You're reloading pistol and rifle ammo, and then you'll go. Oh, go ahead.
Let me address this, guys. Yes, this thing is moving. It's clamped to a 2x4. But even with it moving, I'm still getting pretty dang good accuracy with it. Would I rather have it on an inline fab thing? Yes. I wouldn't even, matter of fact, I bet it would move on my bench a little bit because it's wood. So, yeah, it's moving, but it's not affecting an awful lot my accuracy on this. But I'm going to eventually get the tall mount, and I'll probably mount it on an inline where it's really solid. And even then, you're going to see this powder up here jump. I mean, do I see that thing moving? Yep, I see it moving. A lot of that's just it's clamped by 2x4. So, I already knew it was going to move. It's just the best mount I got right now. So if I'm getting this good with this moving, what would I do if I had it on a solid tall mount and I had it on an inline fab mount over here where it wouldn't? All I would get is basically then is what? Vibration in just the unit itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I may even get a little bit better accuracy out of it, I would think. But
I would imagine the more stable you have any type of powder measure, the more stable you have it, the more accurate it will be.
I agree.
That's with a press as well. Guys seating bullets in a press that is bolted to a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that's not reinforced, or if it's particle board, and you start seeing when you're going down to seat a bullet and the top of that press is moving, that is causing very slight, but in the thousandths of an inch run out just in that movement with the way that shell will move in that shell holder, just a tiny bit. any of that movement is negative. So the more solid you can mount any piece of equipment, whether it be reloading or heavy equipment for doing heavy machinery to concrete floors, the more solid you have those machines mounted, the more accurate they're going to be. And it goes through all the way to mounting a press to a bench.
Let's check and see what play we do got. I got a 2x4 mounted. I'll describe my setup. I got 2 clamps as tight as I can get them on top of 2 layers of 3/4 inch plywood with a bench that does not move. My bench, you can't move this bench. It's pretty rock solid. It's also mounted to the wall on 2x6. The thing holding this powder measure is only 2 little wooden screws. You can see me moving it there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this mount that they give you is just a 2-screw mount, so it's not the ideal mount, but they give it to you anyway, Reading does. I would rather have it on their tall mount and screw down into the aluminum and then have it on an inline plate any day than to have this little 2-screw mount. So you can see right there, I can move it, and that's why it's in a little tiny piece of aluminum with 2 little screws in it. And then you can also move this 2x4 just barely, even with these clamps, you can see it. But my optimal mounting would be the either RCBS one or the Reading one, and then also put it on the inline fab plate. Now you did that, you're taking out a lot of your variables. But it's going to move absolutely the way I got it. But even then, I'm seeing some pretty good throws. So something to think about.
Also, another mounting thing that I was going to let everybody know, just as another option for you. Man, I can't tell you how good this little Lee press. I wasn't impressed with the way it was priming at first, but after about 50 cases, it's starting to do a much more smoother job. I got a lot more feeling on the press. It's smoother. I think everything just needed to break in because I really never used it. And like I'm saying, wear it in a little bit and you'd be surprised what kind of results you get. Right. And yeah, so there's that. I'm just using this little on press priming system that Lee's got. And you know, I've always been like the guy that's like, any of these type of setups is just kind of like an afterthought. But I have to tell you, this works pretty good. I've only dropped a couple of primers. I have dropped a few primers with it, just because, you know, getting used to how to push this button in. And then actually that one, I think I just messed up. No, I guess not. Sometimes that'll hang up on you. That little button is kind of goofy. You kind of got to get used to it, but it's just like anything else. You got to get a feel for it. And that's the feel.
That's what we're trying to get across to the point in this little topic here in the live stream is a lot of this reloading is feel. It's not always measurement. It's okay starting out to make measurements, but after a while you get so good at flaring your brass, you'll just take your fingers and touch it. Same thing with these powder measures. I'm still throwing 23.2, 23.1, 23.3. Actually, it's bouncing now back to 23.1 and 2. That might be electronics here may be causing that, because usually it don't do that. That's kind of odd. This scale does not wander typically, unless the AC is on. Yeah, it's on. That may be what's causing it. Could be the AC overhead.
Basically, AC, even though you don't have a vent directly over your head, AC can change the pressure in a room. Just because a vent is putting pressure into a room, and say you don't have a return in that room. Well, then you're going to get positive pressure starting to build in that room. And if you don't believe me, talk to an AC guy. You know, they got what they call static pressure, positive pressure, and negative pressure.
Oh, yeah. We work with that in labs at my company.
Yeah.
We had
and basically the little bit of AC pumping into a room can really throw a press off. That's why I don't throw powder. Why my press is why my AC is on.
Now this scale's not bring you guys. The scale's not wandering much. It just did there a little bit. Typically, it's still zeroed out. That's probably a weak throw. No, got the same. But yeah, I see when this comes on, it'll make a scale wonder, especially if it's a pretty good scale, because they're even more sensitive.
See the cup being empty right there? Then basically you press forward and then down.
Hang on, let me blow you up. I forgot I'm the head guy here.
And then then you got a primer sitting right in there once you do it. You press it forward and then down. And it's a neat little simple operation. You know, they came up, this is the modified one. They have come up, this is the newer of the two designs. The first design had round primer holders and had black lever arms. The newer ones, these are modified, so they're supposed to work a little better, is what the Lee told me when I talked to him about it, because I noticed a difference in them. And then what I do is I start the primer into the primer pocket, and this is brand new brass too, so this stuff is tight. And then I turn it a little bit, about a quarter turn, and finish it. And that makes sure that I get a flat, even seat.
I am still throwing about the same, guys, on target every time. The longer I do this, the more accurate this thing becomes. Why? Because the powder is settling in. Same rhythm.
And also, as the machine, you got to understand the machine, as its surfaces wear against the other surfaces, they become smoother, which makes the part that makes the actual machine easier to operate. And when it becomes easier to operate, your rhythms become smoother and more consistent because you're not fighting against the machine. It's like on roller bearings then. And that's what happens when the machine starts to break in, or what the new generation can only understand it as kind of like wearing in and not breaking in. That's just something I've noticed. You know, that they'll call parts, you know, breaking in, they'll call it wearing in nowadays. A little difference. And
I'm gonna calibrate this again. I can tell the air stopped running.
And if you're wondering on the lighting system I'm using on this press, this is KMF. Let me make sure. Hold on, let me check it real quick.
Let me turn this off a minute. The YouTube curse. I'm rebooting it. Okay. $50 on.
Okay, the lighting system I'm using is UFO lighting, or UFO reloading press lighting, KMS squared. That's capital K as in kilo, capital M as in Mike, capital S as in Sierra, common spelling squared. And they hand make their LED lighting kits specifically for the presses that you get them for, and they're brighter than most other LEDs. They're smaller, and the whole kit is really, really well thought out. And I believe it's veteran owned as well.
Okay, guys, we got Echo on here shilling for a company again.
I like. Okay, listen. Let me tell you something.
That's a joke.
I've been using this company for 6 years now.
Wow.
I've had one problem in 6 years. I called the owner, because he picks up the phone almost 95% of the time. He asked me what the problem was. I told him. He asked for the order number. I gave it to him. Before I could even say, I have ordered from you and I know how these kits go on, he told me, he's like, oh, I can see you've ordered quite a few kits from us. And I go, yeah, I have a YouTube channel and I do a little reviewing and I do a little testing, and I can't see very well. So it's important to me to have a lot of light where I'm reloading so that I don't make a mistake. And he was like, oh, that sounds really cool that you're able to do that. And basically he replaced the whole thing for free. And he says, this is what I do for all our customers. If there is a serious issue, you can't get something to work, you call us and we'll get it to work for you, or we'll replace it. You know, whatever you need, we'll take care of it. We stand behind our product. And the guy's really good about it. And I highly recommend, if you're looking for a lighting system for your press, that you look at KMS Squared and look at their lighting kit, because they make a lot. They make them for a lot for the Lees. They make a lot for, well, that one didn't sit very flush.
That's good info, because a lot of times we don't know where to turn outside of a few companies on lighting.
Yeah.
I have good luck with Dan Inline Fabrication. Yeah. Okay.
Dan builds quality products as well.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna throw some powder here.
Boy, these things are tight. These 380 cartridge casings. I should have probably uniformed them. There's a couple of them that I've had that have been really, really snuggaroos. But these CCIs go down in there. They just needed a little help. Still might want to put this one a little bit more on it, a little bit more attention to detail here.
Is this slower than what people would like to do? Some people, of course. But you got to realize some of this is not just speed. You really, if you want to go so fast when you're manually doing this, you might ask yourself why you want to do that. Because you shouldn't be moving manually real fast loading. You're going to have a mistake if you try to just rush. So,
or you might want to look into a press design to go fast. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, when you got to be so fast with your hands manually doing something, that's not fast enough for you. Well, you know, like I said, go for another press, progressive, because this here, you just want to, like people say, oh, it don't work. I've heard people say the RCBS is so slow. Well, good Lord, how fast do you want to go when you're manually loading? Seriously. I mean, I guess some of you out there are wound up on coffee for sure. Maybe a few other things. But still, that's why it is hand loading slow. Everything is good so far. I've already did 4 just sitting here talking. So.
And it's not a race. You know what I'm telling you? You know, nobody's in this to race. If you're into that, you're in the wrong hobby. Okay. This is not a race. This is try to turn out the highest quality ammunition, whether that takes you 30 minutes or 30 hours. It's not, that's what it takes you. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're getting at. If you're able to go fast because you just work well with doing things and you can handle, you know, specific detail and doing it rapidly, then more power to you. We're not saying you have to go as slow as me and us 2 old farts. You don't have to, but you want to make sure you're not making mistakes that can endanger you or someone shooting with you.
Yep.
Because everybody that I've ever known to have a gun pop, except for a few, it's always been either their wife, their brother, their sister, you know, someone else shooting the gun when it did it.
Yeah. I've just did 5 right there. It's ready to go. I've got to pull them in. Now I'm separating these so I don't get confused. And I didn't really set this up, so I'm doing it in real time. So just Bear with me here. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll move the next one because I'm only doing a few at a time anyway. So, yeah, do a progressive press goes fast. Do that. Never try to hand load real fast manually. I don't think you should rush it, but that's just my personal opinion on that. Hang on a minute and I'll read the side chat a little bit. Trying to reload at the same time. And I'm doing this also kind of a slow way. I'm not doing it straight into the cases, which is typically how a lot of people would think they should do it or want to do it, especially starting out. Because you can do things more than one way. What do they say? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, Lord. Echo's got cats.
Easy on the cat jokes.
You get that? There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, I had to run and get my wife something to drink.
Okay. I was wondering if you was going to say anything. I was waiting for This is my last one here. And every one of these has been good. So, all those are ready, and I'll flashlight look them when I get my flashlight, which I didn't bring in here. I usually got one in here, but I don't at the moment. So, can you talk to them a minute?
Yeah,
let me go get my flashlight.
Yeah. You go get your flashlight.
Then I'll do.
You're reading comic books underneath the comforter.
I'm looking at Playboy here. What are you talking about? The old-fashioned. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Be right back, guys.
Yeah, just throwing some 231, the old school style. There's something sticky on my table right there. I was like, uh-oh. What the hell's messing around with my table? See if I can bring it in for a landing without spilling it all over the place. Looks like 3.2. My target load is 3.3. Oh, slide the dot. Oh, stop. Let me see how much we got going on here. All right, just jumped to 3.3. Wow, that charge looks light. Says 3.3. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and we'll throw it. And we'll take a look to see if it looks like it's 3.3 to me.
I'm back.
Are you back?
Yeah, I had to replace the batteries. I got misplaced one flashlight today. You shine your flashlight down in your cases, make sure the level looks right. Everything looks good.
You mean like I'm doing right now?
You doing it too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, got a little pin light here.
Yeah, what I'm looking for here is after I dump the charge, I want to come back over here to the actual the pan, and I want to throw it on my scale, and I want to close to keep any air away from it. Then I want to look at my scale's numbers and make sure they come right back to 0.0 and they don't drift. And as long as they do that, and then when I take this off, I know what this weighs, and I see it say negative 106.7. And the cool thing about that is that used to be a stereo FM radio station I listened to back in the 80s in Orlando. Real big radio station. So that's telling me that that's where it needs to be.
Anytime you're hand loading, use a flashlight to look down in your brass and make sure your levels are right on your powder. Always maintain.
Yeah, what I will tell you is this. I just remember how we were talking about Phil. I just realized that these cases had not been flared yet for pistol bullets.
Right.
So I noticed it because I ran my fingers down the case and was like, hey, that's not flared. Hold on, I'll flare it real quick and come right back.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people wouldn't ordinarily, new at reloading, they probably wouldn't think to pick up their calipers. But once you learn to reload and you learn to do things by feel, you're going to automatically, is that done? And you're through just like that, and you done checked it. And you'll get that habit the more you reload. Too.
And I can also tell by the way this went up on the flaring die. When it went up on it, I could tell by the amount of force, the resistance of me forcing this up, that it had not been done yet. You know, because had it already been flared when I ran it up there, I would have been hardly no resist. It would have just gone right up there and off without any problem. But this made a popping noise when it came back off, and it was resistant when it went up.
This scale actually goes with the RCBS 1500. I know sometimes I repeat myself, but there may be new people who done hit the stream maybe. So next, I'm going to eventually here, we're going to put bullets on and we're going to crimp, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to read the side chat and talk a little bit. And I'm going to probably get this thing out of my way. Actually, I'm going to dump the powder back out. So hang on a minute. Wouldn't hurt if I had a funnel, but I can still do this without it. With some fine ball powder.
Yeah, that's what I'm discovering with this.
It bounces everywhere.
Is that I think what happened was...
Now I'm sitting here doing this for right now. Is this the way I do it every time? Probably not, but I'm doing it right now. Depends on what I want to do. I think it should be enough. I'm just trying to get this taken down out of my way. It's right in my face. I only did this as a temp thing to check the talk about field cadence and what is the accuracy of a Reading 3BR. I say it's pretty good. It's not perfect.
Within a tenth, but plus or minus.
Yeah, it does get off occasionally, you know, but it's.
I think the more the press is used, it will. I'm telling you, I know surfaces because I've worked on cars for many years, and I know how surfaces wear against each other. And the more those surfaces wear against each other, the smoother they get. which means the less friction they're going to have when they're running against each other, which is basically going to let you move it much easier, much more smoother. And the more easier and smoother you can move it up and down, the more the same style throw you will do up and down, the more accurate it will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of guys will get stuff and they'll break it in and they'll learn with it, and then they'll buy something new, and basically they'll expect it to throw right out of the box as accurate as the one they've been using, and they'll get discouraged when it doesn't, when they realize they spent a lot of time learning how to actually use it. You know what I'm saying? So give it time to wear in. Like when you were learning how to use the first one, give that one, the new one, that amount of time just using it before you discredit it.
Yeah, absolutely. You see a lot on the internet, I do, in forums here and there, and go, oh God, this powder measure sucks. Oh my God. Well, what it is, you haven't really learned it. You haven't really maybe dumped it enough times to get it settled, to get it where it's more accurate. Your cadence is off. You're new at it. You know, you're not used to throwing the same all the time. It takes time to learn that. Nobody starts out, you know, on equipment right away just perfect like that. So, but you do see that a lot, and a lot of it's not really the powder thrower. When you see it, well, this is all over the place. I guarantee you, it's usually cadence causing that, because powder measures typically just don't throw all over the map unless you got maybe varget, you know, or something unusual, but not ball powder. Not if it's settled right. So. But that's my humble opinion.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense.
But the guy I've been talking to, he wants me to measure my shell holder.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So.
Did you tell him? You had to tell him the funny comeback on that one, right?
I told him when I got time.
So did you tell him after 50 years of reloading, it always comes down to someone wanting me to measure something?
Yeah. You know, we do get, you know, bad products sometimes, you know.
Yeah, there occasionally, occasionally you get something. But I don't think that's the situation, what's going on here.
The number one thing I see in reloading, or especially like instant indicators, and you see it a lot with instant indicators from time to time with new people, this stuff don't work. This stuff is crap. Well, that's because really you're not using it right. You get overcomplicated with it. You start measuring. You start looking at the specs, and really that's not really what you. It's okay to look at the specs if you done eliminate all the other errors like cam over, dye, is it good, bad, this, that, and the other. But it's just mind-boggling to me, because if you read directions on most, us guys, we don't like reading directions. I don't, but I will. And if you follow it, usually it works. Stuff does. I got this cool magazine, guys. It's called The Complete Book of Reloading. It's just a magazine made by Modern Firearms Athlon Publications, called Tactical Life on the side. And it not only has all kinds of reloading gear, it's also got tons of data, and it tells every powder what the powder is, how sensitive it is. It's right here. It covers it. Hodgdon and what else does it cover? Hodgdon and IMR, which is the same company. I think it covers. Let me see what else it covers here. It's a whole bunch of data in it. I got it.
What exactly? What? Oh, it's a. Is it a powder manual?
No, it's just a magazine, like a mag rag. You get off.
Okay, where do you?
Sam's Club. They got them sometimes. This was got.
That's where you got it with Sam's Club.
Yeah, in the magazine rack. So check out the books there, guys. It tells
Oh,
everything
heck
about.
yeah.
Yeah, I found it that way. I walked over and I said, interesting. I got home and I says, wow, it tells exactly how sensitive the powder is to weather, or to the environment. It tells a little bit of the history. Like IMR 4895, originally military powder, featured in a 30-06. Then it goes on and tells everything else it does. So it's a good little mag if you ever see it. The complete book of reloading.
The 4895 cartridge was designed for the Springfield 1903 rifle with 30-06. Then later, IMR developed the 406004 or 40. What is it? 40. Hold on, I've got it. Let me grab it. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, you were talking about 4895, right? Okay, then all right, I've got that. Then they switched. That's 4195, 4195. Hold on, I got it. 30. Got every type of 8208. Where did they go? Hold on, it's got to be over
here. I'm gonna put the bullets in it. Hang on, guys. I need to read the side chat some, probably.
I'm just trying to find the damn.
What's up, Willie? How you doing, brother?
Oh, is Willie here?
CWG23. Good to see you.
There it is. There it is. Right next to it, like an idiot.
Vanessa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
What you got
basically, 4895. This cartridge was designed for your Springfield 1903 cartridge and 30-06. And then because the Garand, M1 Garand, had a special, a very finicky operating system, it was very dependent upon stable gas pressures to make the gun operate without bending its operation rod. This was designed for it. 4064 was designed for the M1 Garand. This with 147 grain boat tail full metal jacket is what it carried. And today Hornady makes 150 grain bullet that's full metal jacket boat tail that you can run without modifying your gas button on an M1 Garand. If you're going to run heavier bullets than 150 grain or hotter powder than 4064, you really need to get an adjustable bullet button, and your gas button will allow you to dial it in for heavy or higher pressure loads without damaging any product on the gun itself.
Hey, GGW, good to see you, brother. Tred's here.
What's up, Tred?
Good to see you, Michael. I probably said that before. Let's see who else. Got 15 on. That's pretty good. Appreciate you guys tuning in for us, our show, for the chat.
Yeah, I want to start shooting some of this Alliant powder.
Oh, it says Uncle Jim says, AAR, you missed a great Mario rant. Interesting.
Oh, no kidding. Where at? In his channel?
Earlier he said it. I don't know what's going on now. Oh, MacMan's here. Somebody says, hi, MacMan. I didn't know.
Hey, MacMan.
I should have went through this stop from time to time and went through
and
this,
gone to your thing. I tried to do it, but I didn't want to sound like I was talking on top of you.
No, you're fine. I just thought maybe you having a hard time maybe doing it.
Well, I can't do. I gotta get within an inch of the screen to do it. Unless I see, a name that I kind of recognize that I've seen 100 times, it's easier for me to make it out.
MacMan, you get a deer yet? I seen your picture of that crossbow. Oh, it was live, Uncle Jim says, on the
Oh.
Durant. Okay, we'll go check that out. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now, guys, I'm gonna sit here and I got the Mid-South bulk bullets, varmint, 55 grain spear point boat tail, or saw point, however you describe it, and which is essentially Hornady. 2260, I think. I can't remember now, so don't hold me on that. I have to go look it up in the book, and I'm not going to do that yet. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stick some bullets here. What are you doing?
You're doing 22?
5.56 soft point. 223.
Yeah, you're using the interlock bullets.
Yeah, they're probably
Yeah, those are awesome. Those are absolutely awesome. Those are great hunting bullets too.
Yeah, I call them varmint, which is good for varmint. Yeah. So I'm basically seeding it with the Forester 223 die. I've already got it set up. And
what's your overall depth you're seating that one to, Elliot, or AR?
2.200.
Okay. So 60 thousandths short of magazine max length.
Yeah, I figured you'd know that part. Let's see. All right. I set this die up earlier, but okay. I'll come over here. I'm gonna crimp it with the Lee factory crimp die in 223-556. There we go.
There's the quality crimping die that every guy that's ever used one of those, except for maybe 3 people, maybe have fallen completely head over heels in love with that crimping die. I have to say, Lee has got some pretty good ideas, you know, on how what they have innovated some really big advancements in reloading technology.
Yeah, I like their factory crimp dies. I've got the taper crimp. I don't use it. Actually, I got that a little off. I just don't care for it. Good taper crimp. See, it's all personal. I just don't like it. I think the Lee, for when your cases vary just a little bit in trim length, you can't beat the Lee factory crimp die. Where a taper crimp has to be a little more exact, in my opinion, because it's a taper crimp, not a collet type. See, I've got some cases on here without powder. I'm going to do away with them. And there's my dummy round. And I got it marked, just black circles around it. That way I know it's a dummy round. Usually I use the T7, but because this is here, I'm just going to do it. Use this one. So.
What are you using?
The Forester.
Oh, you're using the coax?
Yeah, the Forester coax with the. Hang on, I gotta get my glasses. Yeah. Now I can read. And I would go into the showing how to set this thing up, but I'm not this time. Not during a live stream right now.
What, on coax?
Yeah, I've already got it near where I want it. I'm just fine tuning it now. Actually, it was dead on. Somehow it looks like it got a little off. There we go. 3 thousandths. Now I know what to do. 1 thousandths, 2 thousandths. Let's see what it does. Should have took it down 2 thou.
See, I was sitting here and I was looking and I kept coming up 982. And I'm like, there's no way that's going to jump 2 thousandths. That die is set perfect. And I checked my primer. It was sitting up 2 thousandths of an inch, flattened it out, you know, sank it down in there a little bit more. And got rid of that 2 thousandths hump, and it sit flat. You can always tell if you've got a primer setting proud is if it won't set on this bottom jaw flat.
2.200, close enough. 2.2005.
Oh yeah. You're 5/10 thousandths.
Yeah.
And so that's perfect. What my target overall length is 0.980. And that's just what I came up with by doing a plunk test. These bullets, I don't know where they came from. I bought them at a reloading shop. They're 100 grain full metal jacket. And I'm not sure who makes them or any of that jazz. So. And this is the factory crimp die that I love. It's going up in there. Get a little squeezy.
Okay, you're double reloading here.
Oh yeah, we're going head to head. You're doing 223 and I'm doing 380. We couldn't be further apart. And then if you look at that, you'll see that smooth edge where that crimp just came down and it shoved it up in that ring, that carbide ring, and it just smushes everything down and smooths out along with the bullet, any wrinkles in your case from seating the bullet, anything like that. It cleans it right up.
Okay, now I'm gonna crimp it. I didn't want to keep walking back and forth.
I'm doing the walk around.
Crimping on the T7. Kind of wish I'd used the T7 to have it, you know, the seating die set up, but I didn't. So I just didn't want to switch the presses out this evening.
You're doing T7 seating?
Crimping.
Oh, crimping.
Yeah, the die's already on there. I'm not going to move that die to the Foresters either because it's kind of a small die. Not as long as the others.
Yeah, I'm flaring this case real quick before I even put any powder in it.
Ordinarily, I would prefer the T7 for even the seating on this stuff. That way I could do the seating, crimping. But because I had the press here, I just went ahead and set the die up this evening and got it to seating with a Forester on the coax. The Forester die on the coax, I meant to say. That's it. 10 rounds. Max charge. Ready to go. So that was the recipe for this was taken from the 10th Hornady manual. Because why? These are basically Hornady bullets from Mid-South bulk. And, that's it. Better turn my flashlight off. I'll have a dead battery. There's my paper. There's my little. I got that from Jamie. So now, basically, it's ready. I'll just put a check on it. I'll put that in there. Everything I got in this room is labeled. Every friggin' tray. Every basket.
And Dave, this is an idea. If you guys are reloading and you're married or you're single, it doesn't matter. You're going to get distracted when you're in the middle of doing something. Always try to go to a certain point that you can stop and make yourself a clear reference stopping point. Like you finished, if you're loading powder into cartridges, stop on a certain row where you can see, okay, there's no, these have got powder in them, these don't. So I stopped right here. Stop with the last bullet you loaded. Make it a clear and present stop so that you know you didn't do something funky and end up making yourself blow yourself up or hurt yourself later on.
Buy you some of these. I got the large index cards. You can do a lot of writing on these. Put these in your trays too if you want to. Either one you choose. I used to do this. I still do this. And these are the large size. And I make every notation there is on it. And then I transfer it to a book, typically. So this recipe, it's got its dummy round and all. And that dummy round I'll keep. And I'll put it away and label it. And I'll use it again.
Yeah, that way he can set up his charge and
set the seating die.
The seating depth, yeah, for that particular bullet. See, I move my dies a lot because I'm constantly loading all kinds of bullets for other people.
Got another pen light.
So I set it up with well, that wasn't good for that press, or that. Look at that. I knocked it 4/10 off. I'll have to recalibrate it. And I'm going to recheck this load too.
Forster's got a tiny slot in there when you adjust the zero out your seating die, micro seating die. Get you a little screwdriver. Either doesn't have to be one like this pocket, and it'll fit down in that tiny slot. And keep it with you. And you can just zero your seater. Midway, whatever, and then adjust your stem down because it's, my seater now is set up. If I do it next time, I'll know it's, close. Now, if I move it over here to this other T7, I'm going to have to reset the depth. But I got this years ago. Contact lens company I used to work for. We were number 2, number 1 in the world. Started out with 100 people, less than 100. And, we got bigger than about any company on the planet. But let's see what's going on here. Hey, Mac, man. I said, hey, I didn't catch you guys. Hey, did you get? I got to scroll up to see if you got a deer, man. I don't know if I asked him a question about the deer earlier. I don't know if I got an answer or got to read it. Okay. Hey, ARguns Tread had a question. You had a question about the baffle, but we'll ignore the side chat. Even Uncle Jim pays attention to us. Hey guys, I'm back on the dad. I'm not going back and forth and reloading, every second. So bear with me here. Next time I'll go back and forth, do one load, and then come back to the side chat constantly. So.
Yeah, if we left anybody hanging, we apologize. We're not trying to cause a disconnect.
Let me see what the baffle's about, and I'll try to answer it. Let's see. Yeah, I was trying to get what I had to do, the 10 rounds done, and talking about it instead of the side chat at that time. Next time I'll try a different method.
Yeah, See, I'm glad I came back and checked that. That is nowhere near what it needed to be. That is...
Uncle Milty, I have the... Sorry.
That's pretty dangerous.
Uncle Milty says, I have the 3BR and say a few pieces of powder get stuck by static in the hopper when I empty it. Think it's a good idea to blow it out if I change powders. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also use a static. I use a static wipe on my powder thing, too. Hope that answers your question. Okay. Okay, the baffle is right side up. I was looking at it wrong. Okay, Info Bros. Okay. Yeah, the baffle's, what is it? Probably less than 1 inch above the main chamber. The baffle is. And it keeps the powder underneath it about, so thick above it.
Yeah, it just regulates the pressure. Say say, like they have them in grain silos. It's so that there's only so much of the powder being forced onto the opening, so that, because the way these powder throwers and measurers measure powder is by volume. So the more compressed you can make the powder, the denser the volume, the heavier the volume of powder, the more powder you're going to dispense. So what they do is they put these baffles, and these baffles, what they do is regulate the force on the powder before it gets dispatched into the powder holder. There's a chute that when you turn it, it fills. And if you've got a ton of pressure on that chute, it's going to hold more powder. So the baffle only lets an inch worth of powder pushing downward, and it will do that all the way until it runs down to an inch of powder. And then after that, you're going to start throwing light charges, because it's not, the powder is, instead of being throwing a heavy charge because you have so much on, now you have a light charge, and the baffle is not designed to keep that regulated. So basically, once you get below an inch, that's why they tell you always keep your powder measures 2/3 full when you're using them, to get the most accurate reading.
Yeah, I'll try a little bit different format next time when I'm loading. This is actually the first time I've loaded on the live stream. So
yeah, because you're used to me doing it, and then maybe I should have switched around and just let you do the loading instead to reading the chat. Do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Do it opposite like we do, but just reverse.
Yeah, it would help. Yeah.
If you want to do that, I can even do that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that next time. I ain't worried about it. We're fine. We just couldn't talk to the chat as much. Typically, we do try to interact with you all the time. So, like I say, it is my first time. So when I'm reloading and trying to talk at the same time. So I can't read the chat too unless I stop. So next time I'll load one, go to chat, load another, go to chat. So what you doing now? What you doing at pea shooter?
I'm shooting a shooter. I'm trying to throw less than 1/10 of a grain.
Peeing in the shooter? Okay.
I mean, yeah. When you're talking 380, it's ridiculous.
What are you doing it? So you're
I just jumped a 3.4. Yeah, that's too close to max charge. I don't want that charge. I want a little bit less by 1/10.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, Uncle Jim picked up a Sheridan gauge. I like those Sheridan gauges. I might eventually get one cut in half on the 223 in time. I'm trying to let it, not every little thing put a gleam in my eye or gleam. So I spend my money all the time.
Good luck.
I know. I've gotten better at it.
Oh, yeah.
Last year or two. Factory crimp is good, Uncle. Yeah, it is. Says, well, I never got an answer on the deer. Says, I'm honey, got my deer, trying to get my wife. Apparently he got a deer.
Oh, good for him.
Said he got my deer. So that's what I thought he said. Or bring on a third person to field the side chat questions. Yeah, we can handle it. We just got to get the format fine-tuned. We're not worried about that. So we'll be all right. Anytime you do something you're not used to doing, you're going to kind of get off a little.
Yeah, I'm cranking.
Now, wait a minute. A lot of these, well, I'm going to say this. A lot of these streams out there, they don't hardly interact with the side chat that much. They might call you off, but they don't just constantly, talk to you. So depends on how you want to run it. But I like talking to you all.
Elliot will give you his phone number, invite you over for coffee and crumpets. I'm just kidding. He won't. I've already tried to get him to do it.
Every evening, man, my voice gets gone. I ain't kidding. It's like pollen kills me.
Look at that. See, I'm fighting over here this scale now.
No leaf factory crimp. Jamie said in 350 Legend need a taper crimp.
That's what a factory crimp is.
That was set up here earlier.
What is Jamie talking about? He's setting up earlier over at Georgia?
No, he made a comment. No leaf. He just made a comment about the leaf factory crimp dying, the 350 Legend. He said you need a taper crimp for it. You're the man on that, not me. So I don't know. I don't do the Legend.
I'm going to do a video that says I am Legend. See, now what is going on here? Why am I getting 3.8? This is not right.
Now your electric machine's not dumping powder, is it?
No, it's just not measuring powder correctly. And if so, I may have a serious problem going on. I'm trying to figure out why in the hell it keeps reading.
My gauge only wandered there for a little bit and it quit earlier. And that's probably because air come on.
It's reading 0 right there. Okay, now when I go with it, okay, go down there, scoop me a little bit of, go over here.
Oh, it's warm in here.
3.0.
Hang on, guys. I'm turning the AC up. Be right back.
I'm going slow because I'm trying to get it just to trickle 3.3 like it just did. Then I stop, close the lid to make sure no air is going goofy around. 3.3. That's my charge. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Dr. Dave ordered up 3.3 grains of the 231 Winchester as I dropped my funnel down the front of me. Thank God it was completely empty of any of that powder. Let's double check it. We're going to triple check it. We're even going to push it around to the side because it's got 2 little spots that'll sit there. 3.3, 3.3, 3.3. All right. We got 3.3.
Got warm in here.
That's because you got stressed out. You got that Lou Frigno workout shirt on.
This is a scrub shirt, surgical. I do.
He's the doctor.
I do implants.
Yeah.
The doctor is in the house, making house calls.
Something's going on.
Well, if he's 5'8", long blonde hair, and got legs up to your neck. Yep.
What'd you say? If you're 5'5",
5'8",
360 pounds.
Long blonde hair and legs up to your neck. I said, yep. I used to have a message and went back in the 80s on my machine. People would call and I'd go, hey, this is Elliot. Hey, this is Terry. And he would talk to. And I go, if you're a guy, we don't want your message. If you're a girl, please leave your message.
We don't want your mess.
Yeah, we just told them we have no time for you. How you can be when you're young. I was 31 years old. And a lot of guys are married that age. Me, I was going through my second teenage years in my late 20s and early 30s and mid 30s. So how's your day going, Echo?
Oh, it's going good. I'm hoping that I'm not going to blow up any of my guns.
Got my haircut yesterday.
You got your haircut yesterday.
I've been going here about 15 years. Lady, same lady. Yep. What else can we do? Trying to think of something. I got these bullets covered. Got that. I showed the mag. What else could we do? Trying to think. Maybe something interesting here. Oh, I got an idea. Let's check the. You have to excuse me from the side chat. Let's check the concentricity on the rounds I did on the Hornady, which I hate to see. I don't know what they are. Let's just see.
This damn bullet, I set it way too short. I don't know what's going on.
Now on this, guys, I don't have a camera overhead, so I can't show you the gauge. So I've got half a thou. Can you believe that? Well, a little less than a thou. Okay, that's just what I just did here when we were streaming. Let's see what this is. We'll check all 10 of them. $1,000ths run out. And this is range brass. And it was done in a a full length Redding die. 223 die. Okay, we got 3 on this one. That's the most I've ever seen actually on some of this. It's 3. Now I can bend that bullet a little bit and probably take most of that out, but I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, less than $1,000ths run out. Half $1,000ths run out. And I did not use a mandrel on this. I just used a carbide ball. 2,000ths run out. I've got some things actually better than this that I loaded a long time ago. $1,500 run out. $1,500. And $1,000ths run out. It's good enough for an AR. Yeah, unless you got a thick bull barrel or want to do target or precision, I would probably want better, but that's still good. What do you guys think? Yeah, see, Uncle Jim, $1,000 to $1,000 is great. Yeah, I only had one that went approach 3, and I could straighten it out on the Hornady. I actually will here short after I get off the stream. But actually, let me go ahead and run it through. I've got some others, like I was saying earlier, in a box. I've checked, and they're real good. I've only got like maybe one in the whole box, actually, with 3,000 run out. That one's good. Let me see. I'm going to try the bullet straightener. If it ain't really bad, you can usually get it out with a Hornady. Improve it.
Yeah, as long as it's not the neck that's run out is the only problem.
Mm-hmm. That's good. It's only got one that's 3,000ths out. So there it is. Okay. Right there. probably wished it was a little further near the bullet. I'm gonna reset this thing. Make some changes here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Three. Okay. There we go. A thou. 3,000 turned it into 1,000. So not bad. If it's not out much, you can usually tune it with that Hornady. What you doing, Echo? You're quiet.
Yeah, I'm looking at this real carefully, make sure I'm doing this right, because I just threw 3-3, and I want to see that this is going to return as 0.
They want to know what powder measure Echo is using. J8 says, what? You tell them. Echo.
I am using JH, the old school powder measure, sir. A Lee scoop for a 380 auto that dumps almost at 3.3 grains. If you can make it dump 3.3 if you scoop it, and then a little Frankfurt Arsenal trickler. And I'm just double verifying everything because I had a couple of them that I threw at 3.3 and they came back at like 3.6, 3.7, and I was like, what? After I remeasured them.
I'm gonna put the link in the side chat. Any of y'all want to come on, you can. You're welcome to. We done did most of what we wanted to do. I like this 2-screen, man. I can go over here, Echo, pull it, copy it, and then pull it over to my next screen and then put it in there that quick.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I've had to, a lot of times I've had 2 screens, but I just get bored with it. Space is in my way on the bench sometimes, and I'll take it out. Go sit it in the closet.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting another 4K monitor in. And because I can add it to my the way my monitor is, I can lift it up, move it right, left, turn it sideways, tilt it forward, tilt it back,
right.
And I can add another monitor stand to it and put 2 monitors off of the same stand.
Oh yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah. Mine's just on the bench. I wish I need a monitor stand. That would be
you
nice.
need, yeah, this $100, bro, for this one. I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold. I got my friend one of these too, for his computer because he was the one that actually told me, hey, this is what you need. And I was like, I was so happy with it that I went and bought him one.
Can we see it, or is it too much?
Yeah, I can show you. I'm just seating a bullet real quick. Hold on.
When you get through, I might want to buy it.
Yeah, I got all the links for it. It comes from Amazon, so it's not like some company no one has ever heard of that you're worried about with your credit card and stuff. So let me trying to ride this bullet up. These damn bullets sometimes, I swear, they're really finicky on wanting to sit on top of these cases.
Hey, here we go. What's up, UJ?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good,
what's going on?
Doing some loading, baby.
Oh yeah. Our new favorite caliber, Jim.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of fun, baby. Little 9mm. Yeah.
I found a expensive primer on my bench from the other day. Put them back in the case.
I know. I got like 6 of them lined up along my scale. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to shoot them. Yeah. They're all
Yeah.
different colors and magnums and non. And yeah.
Mhm.
You find them on the floor.
Yep. Yep. I definitely do sometimes. I remember I had it. Actually, I got some in my Dillon tray still. Actually, I forgot about those. I got some on the Dillon ready to prime right now. A few cases.
I asked in the side chat, it looks like you have like window cabinets above you. Did you get those out of a bathroom or a kitchen or what?
I bought those at a church thrift store.
Nice.
Yeah, with glass in it.
Yeah, it looks nice, man.
Yeah, I'll show everybody. Yeah, I think I gave like $20 for it. Let me see. Yeah, there you
Oh
go.
yeah, all day
3.
long. 20
Mhm.
bucks. Hell yeah, all
Yeah,
finished.
yeah, I like it, and it's not as good as I like it a lot better than my other one over. The other one I may take out and do plywood shelves,
Or
cabinet
just
base.
keep
Hmm.
searching the thrift stores. That looks really good, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it took me a while. I seen it, I said I want that. And, I was gonna paint it, but I said
No, it
that's
looks
okay.
good. No,
Hmm.
it's easier maintenance that way. The wood is
Yeah.
kind of easier. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's already stained, and I did have some stickers on it. I thought it went out. Look, you know what? My stickers are gone. That is weird. Huh. I had a doggone rating sticker on here last year. I put on here. It looks like it's done gone.
Hmm.
That is strange. Probably not this guy, but another guy I know who may have took that off. Huh. That's weird. I usually, for my age, I remember stuff, and I had a rating sticker on this thing. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, I got it. I got. I did a few other things. I did it with nails. I probably shouldn't have up there with a hammer, a flashlight, goofy mask.
Yeah.
I just hung him there a long time ago, and they just been stuck there. It was a stupid.
Yeah, I did that
mask.
to the side of mine. Put some cleaning rods, hanging off the side where you don't see them, and it's handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have my Dillon rods up there, primer rods hanging.
Yeah.
12-inch ruler, a little 6-inch ruler. That way I can. And I got the gunsmith hammers. They're there. That way they're out of the way.
Yeah, anywhere to get rid of clutter, and going high
Mhm.
always works.
Yeah, absolutely. And, even
Nice.
now, my bench is kind of a mess. Gotta clean it off. Kind of get it organized a little bit. So what you been up to?
Well, I was
lately?
going to powder coat. Everyone's doing live chat, so and it's hot in the garage anyway. So I'm just watching you guys,
Mm-hmm. Is that
which
go
is
still
just
there?
fine.
Yeah, I'm here, brother. I'm just eyeballing these 380 rounds and wondering why I'm getting a little discrepancy, and I'm figuring I did something stupid, but it was not that stupid.
See, not JH. Take care.
Take care, Jamie.
How many guys do you have? What do you mean? How many guys do you have? What are you talking about?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. I don't know how to answer that, Michael. It says AR Guns. How many guys do you have? LOL. I don't know.
Dies or guys?
Guys. He says guys. I don't.
Well,
how
yeah, we
many
don't run
die-
that kind of channel.
How many die boxes? You're probably asking. Sets. Sets. You can count the boxes, kind of.
I'm sure he'll explain it shortly.
Mine are easy to count. I don't have a ton, so it's easy, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, because I've been in contact with your son, and he says he's going to be filling up more and more calibers. He's got a whole new thing. I told him we're going to experience Wildcat cartridges in the AR-15. He's happy about it.
I got room for one more turret, and that's going to sit on the press while you exchange them. Yeah, no, please, God, no.
Please, God, no.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't even highlighted the side chat tonight because I was busy loading. Oh well, I need more 2.7 but they're unicorns right now.
Yeah, Michael, thanks for the tip on the gauge, and I really appreciate the offer, but I do need one myself, so I do appreciate it. I wanted to tell you that.
You got the Sheridan gauge, Uncle Jim?
Yeah, he found one for the 5.7, so and I'll go over to their website, and even if it takes a while, man, that one you're gonna need that for. Yeah, it's a tricky little beast.
I like
Don't know how I got caught up in that. I'd rather do 380. 10 millimeter. Oh well.
That's on Ballistic Tools, right? That Sheridan. Case gauge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been on their side. I like that one cut 223 one cut in half. I like to have that one, boy.
Yeah, you can see everything. It's nice. Bedtime. I thought it was Friday night. It's Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, sure is. I was
Right.
sitting around this evening trying to think of what to do, and all of a sudden, me and Echo started talking, and more ideas started popping in our heads. So I was already thinking of a few things, and that's why I did the powder measure. But that thing that throws pretty good, considering it's on a piece of, 2x4. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, you're using the title said Redding, what model? 3 something?
3BR.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It works good. How old is it?
It's almost brand new. I've only thrown less than 100 rounds on it.
Okay, so it's a modern. Okay.
Yeah, it's brand new. It was in a box here last year. I took it out once. I did a few, stuck it in the box. I thought about returning it actually at one time to Brownells. And I'd like to have the 10X or maybe the brass Lyman one you got. I've been thinking about that one lately. Wouldn't mind having maybe a Hornady. They're pretty good for ball powders at times. And, I have a pistol rotor for the Hornady. I have a brand new $30 or $40 pistol rotor here in a box. Yep, right there. So, but yeah, I was impressed with that Lyman you're using. Like you said, it throws good for pistol.
Yeah,
it's
very good for pistol. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like you already got a couple that work great. So the Hornady is going to be similar to the Lyman, I think.
Mm-hmm. The only thing about mine is it's got the big universal. It does 5 grains to 100, so it's a pretty big chamber. So I don't think it'd be real good for pistol. I think the yours would be, and the Hornady probably would be with a pistol rotor, and this probably would be with a pistol rotor. But I know the 10X is pretty good, and then the Lyman is. But I could tell you're watching your video that Lyman looks like it's got that long shaft, and it looks like it's a thin cavity, right?
Yeah, it just uses like a bore with an O-ring, and you can go huge or tiny, so it's handy that way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought that's a good.
Yeah, you slide it in like a trombone, in and out, to get the right note. It's kind of like that. Then lock her down and twist to fine tune.
Yeah, when I watched your video, I could tell. I said that's pretty good design, the way they did that.
Yeah, they kind of copied other companies, but came up with their own stem, so you don't need inserts for a rifle or something bigger. And you just use that trombone little stem there. I thought it was neat. Price was right. Took a risk, and it worked. So that's good. That was good because they were new when I bought mine. I didn't know what the feedback is and everything, and it turned out to be pretty darn good. So
yeah, I may buy one now too. I was telling Nico earlier, I said I think I'll get that maybe for pistol or something.
Yeah, I think you'll love it. I mean, it doesn't leak. It works. If you do the same throw the same way, it's going to throw it great. So,
see what Echo's doing.
I am expanding cartridges, and I am priming cartridge cases on this little Lee. The little Lee, I don't know what's this called, the perfect powder measure, or what's it? It's like safety prime that they sell for their Lee turret press, and it works really well. And I've never really used it a whole lot, and until this 380 thing, because I didn't want to do a lot. I didn't want to prime like 100 pieces of brass and kind of force myself to have to do 100 pieces of brass.
What is a Lee safety prime?
It is a little setup. Here, I'll show you.
The little bar?
The little doohickey thing that you.
I'm not that familiar with all Lee products.
The bar that goes under the shell holder.
Oh.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, that. Okay.
That is a Lee safety prime.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This little thing right here.
Still working out for you?
Good. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's still working.
The dispenser. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The doohickey bob.
The safety threw me off. I thought, what the hell's safe about it? So.
Because they had an issue with some idiot that blew themselves up on one of their primers because he didn't use it correctly.
Wow.
And so when they redid them, I just felt that one go in. They renamed it the safety prime because it's got some things in there that are safe. One is the plastic they use out of this material right here is a really soft, dense plastic. So if it was to explode, it doesn't shatter like thin. You know, there's certain plastics you can actually cut your finger on when it breaks because it's like glass almost. It's real clear. It's really hard. Well, this is soft and dense, so if it was to blow up, the pieces hitting you are not going to stick in you. So that they've designed the whole system around if it fails, even this tube, if you get one that explodes down in here, this tube can open up and just drop all the excess primers out without them blowing up.
I was putting my glass on my bench. Let me blow you up there so they can see. Okay. I got a big old giant piece of glass I keep here to keep my bench clean. Kind of like a mat. I got pieces of carpet too, though, but I like the glass because it's flat. It's dirty, actually. I need come over and clean my glass, Echo.
Yeah, right. Everybody's like, Echo's so goddamn OCD. Let's have him over to clean the house. Be like, hey, they'll be like, Uncle Jim will be like, next gathering at his house, he'll be like, okay, we're inviting him. Oh yeah, he'll be good to have over. And then they'll be like, oh fuck, gotta have Echo. He's got to clean up all the messes.
Let me get you out to blow up. I cut my rubber, 2-box liner. I got it Harbor Freight out from under my glass here on the edge today, and now my glass flexes, so I got to put the rubber back under it, which is basically nothing but a 2-box drawer liner. The whole big old giant piece of glass flexes. That's crap. Put it back in there. It should stop it. I'll go buy me another roll. There we go. I don't like Flex. Flex Seal will stop your leaks. I get tired of that guy.
What, the Pella guy?
Yeah, always Flex Seal this. Actually, I got to pull my gutters down soon. I mean, they're one piece. I got to get enough people over here to pull them all down at one time so they don't get bent.
That sounds like a job for maybe Willie, Jamie, Kyle. Are they close to you or are they far away? Because they probably help you do it if they were close.
They're pretty good ways away. They're in Rome, Georgia.
Okay. I'm not familiar with how far that is from your house.
Are you putting screens on them or what? Where are they coming down?
What's that?
Are you putting screens on them for leaves and stuff, or why are they coming down?
Oh, I got to put a roof on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put a tin roof. Yeah, so I gotta take the front and rear off, and they're, like I say, one size, and they're really good shape. I've been here 14 years, I think, and they're still like new.
Yeah.
I clean them every year, and I wash them with a pressure washer or a one of those long brushes you wash vehicles with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I almost messed some of my aluminum trim up around the house using friggin' a commercial degreaser here a few years ago. Degreaser and aluminum don't mix, and I kind of corroded the edges of it on my fascia.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got to use, if you use what is that shit? That Simple Green.
Mm-hmm.
They make a product, because you're not the only person that's done that. They
Yeah,
make
I
a
figured
product for aluminum safe for people who are washing aircraft, because
Mhm.
people have washed, small aircraft and
Right.
caused serious damage to the aluminum.
Yeah.
I bet.
Corrosion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've screwed up. What it was, I was in a hurry back in 2015. I was trying to get an appraisal, and I went out there and I threw some full strength. We're talking 409, like with not concentrated, pure. And I sprayed it up there, boy. And all of a sudden now I see a little bit of edge corrosion. I said, son of a bitch, I messed it up. And I'll just take it out and go get a brake or something and find the metal. I did have a big roll of metal out here. A guy gave me a few years ago, and he had a job one day, and he took the whole roll out. I think it was like $150, $200 roll of white metal. And I don't have that anymore, but I've learned my lesson. Now, if I do it, I use the degreaser, but I'll dilute it really good, and it don't seem to do no harm. And I rinse it really good. So that year I put
They
too much
actually
on.
have it safe now. You
Yeah.
can buy the
Mhm.
for aluminum.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm not gonna use degreaser anymore on it, because it looks like almost like rust on the edges of it,
Yeah.
but it's not. Mm-hmm. I hate doing that, man. I'm OCD too about that. Son of a bitch, I ruined my dang trim. Lucky I didn't do a lot, the whole house. It's just in sections. I'll just rip it out and copy it, buy a piece of metal somewhere. Probably get it from a metal company right here. I'm sure wholesale or wholesale.
Yeah, you can probably call a gutter company.
Yeah, they tell me.
And they might even have some pieces that are left over from a job that they might even give you.
Yeah.
Or you could take, this is a lot of work, but you could take an air-powered DA and go along the sides of it and just knock it down. And then
corrosion.
Yeah, knock the corrosion off and then repaint it with some type of.
That's a good idea, man.
Because the DA would knock that off of that in a minute or seconds.
Yeah.
And then you could go ahead and repaint it with rattle can. Just make sure you use a high quality rattle can made for painting on aluminum.
Right. Yeah.
And you should be okay.
You think when I wash it, won't it rub off easier?
No. As long as when you DA it, you scuff it a little bit.
Right. And then
it'll stick. Yeah, it'll stick to it. I mean, it's not going to be like anodization to aluminum, but it'll work.
Right. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll scuff it up. Yeah. And then spray it. Things like that bug me when I mess up like that over the years. I told my daughter, I said, well, I did it when I was in a rush. But I think actually it may not even been 2015. I think I did it here 2 years ago, 3 summers ago. She loaned me the pressure washer, and I was, when you how it is when you borrow something, everybody's in a hurry to get it back.
Yeah.
This time I got it for weeks now, but back then, man, they had to have it, and I got out there and I started, spraying too much on it and trying to do it really fast. So I said, oh crap, what did I do here? Anyway, enough of that. This is pretty good powder, H335. I bought that in 2013 when I think, when did Obama leave the office? 2016? Let's see. Yeah, he was in there. It was back in the crunch time. I thought that was a bad crunch time for magazines and stuff, but now the primers and stuff is pure hell to get a hold of. Can't find them nowhere.
So what are we doing?
I ain't doing nothing but sitting here.
He's sitting
I
there
didn't read the fact
blabbing.
yet.
He's just blabbering.
Yeah. See what? Still having a beer, GW. What's up?
Even if it is Thursday.
Yeah, I had about 15. I had about 15 on there for a while. So when I was reloading, at least something, useful info. So, is it hot there today, Uncle Jim?
Yeah, it's warm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're having some cool nights here in Georgia, believe it or not, down in the 70s. You believe that? That's weird for this time of year.
Perfect.
Yeah, like right now, 75 friggin' degrees here in the middle of the summer. I mean, I've never seen it quite this cool. It was this time of year. So anyway, that's odd. We've been having some cool nights for quite a while. And, oh, excuse me. Let's see how the people that do roofs take them down. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to do the roof, and my son-in-law is going to do the roof. And hope a few more people, but it's going to probably take about 4 or 5 people to take the gutters down without breaking them. Because if I bend them, that's it. They're shot. One piece like that.
Yeah, we'd love to have a metal roof. The snow would come off it so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want that, even though it's higher. I think it's got over $3,000 in just metal cost to do this house. 2,000 something if I do the shingles. My house is only 2,000 square foot average. It's not that big. 2,000 square foot slab home, ranch. 3 bedroom. What you doing, Echo? I'm
measuring powder twice and wondering how many of these charges that I weighed. I'm not happy with this Lyman scale. It's acting funny now. It may be because I'm using it underneath a mercury-filled lights with ballast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it may be causing it to keep it throwing off. But the problem is, you could probably fit in a 380 case 3.3 charges without it. I mean, it'd be full and you'd notice it. But 2 charges, I don't know if you would or not. For because a 9mm charge at 231 is around 4.1, 4.2 grains up to like 4.4, somewhere in there to start. And I don't know. I don't want to be loading these things to plus P.
Yeah, I was
have
gonna
you checked your batteries lately?
Oh no, this is a plug-in scale.
Oh, okay, plug-in's good. Yeah.
Yeah, this is $350 worth of prestige and supposed to be shielded electronics. In other words, it's got half of a dishwashing glove wedged in the bottom of it. That's what they consider insulated. They're like, it's insulated. We took an old glove and put it in there. All right, now we're going to let it sit. Now we're going to check the charge again.
GGW says AR 3,000 for gutter guards. Not me. I can buy the entire metal here at this house for a little over $3,000. I'm doing it. We're doing it ourselves, DIY. Sorry, Echo.
Oh no, you were hiring him on to do what? You're having him come out and do some.
Yeah, he says that gutter guards are $3,000. I'm sure they are if you call somebody, but I'm buying the metal myself. And
wow, you can go to Home Depot and buy the little things that fit in the gutters.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the guys that stand around on the side of the building for cheap, and we'll put the gutter guards up?
I don't need gutter guards here. I only got one oak tree that I planted here in 2008. It's pretty big now.
You got them big gutter guards.
I've got one plum. I got one plum tree growing over the gutter in the rear of the house. I got to trim, but I don't really need gutter guards here, fortunately. But my gutters are in good shape, so dang, I don't want to tear them up when I pull them down. Oh crap, that's more cost. And I only got so much out of the refi, for the roof, because I actually paid down my interest rate, a little over $1,000. So.
Man, this is.
You know what I'm talking about? Points. I paid points down.
You got your points reduced.
Yeah, 2.99 from 3.25. Not much save. Not much.
This little bullet. Sometimes these little bullets, they're like. It's like I'm trying to seat rifle rounds. Some of these things are so like hard to get, just to stabilize and roll straight. You get them looking like going. Good Lord, that thing is crookeder than hell.
Michael says when he had gutters put, it was 2 guys made a 6-foot run. Yeah, mine I think it's an 80-foot run. I think 80 something feet.
Damn.
One continuous gutter too. So.
See, that aligns it.
Didn't you used to paint, Uncle Jim, or something?
Yeah, high end, rich and famous people. Yeah.
Did you ever paint aluminum? Soffit and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I did. I'm trying to remember which one. I think it's galvanized. You etch with vinegar. I didn't really do exteriors. I was all, inside. Gingerbread crap. And then they do it 3 times because they're rich and they don't care if they tear out everything and do it all over again.
Wow.
Oh yeah, didn't you love that? I moved a wall one day 4 times for a lady, and I came in the next day and she had me move it again.
Oh yeah, they don't care. They have all the money in the world. We changed our mind. And then we'd have like 3 inspectors. All they did for a living was inspect. The finish and everything. But it was the owners that always changed their mind. It was great. Well, the contractors they did it on purpose so they could make more money. So if you did it over, they were on time and material anyway. So
yep.
If they did it over, I had to do it over, and everyone makes triple. And they did it on purpose. They were worse than lawyers.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And they didn't care how many times they had to have you do it over either, because as they could just bill the customer, they would even do a fee for doing it over.
Yeah.
So yeah, every time they touch pencil to paper, pen to paper, they were making something.
Yeah, when you get to that kind of money, first thing they do is set up a bureaucracy. So they would have the House and Senate sitting around deciding on what materials to use and everything. And then they'd screw up and they'd ask us, and we're like, no, don't use that on the plaster. It's going to peel off. And they decide to do it anyway because that's what the spec said. And sure enough, we had a couple floors in a mansion that had to be scraped off because it peeled off. And then they blamed us for not doing it right. And so they do it properly and do the tape test, and guess what? It peeled right off. We laughed our asses off.
I love it when they do. When people try to do stupid shit like that.
Yeah, just listen to the professionals, and we could have had it done. But no. So they go. It was funnier than hell. They go up and do a sample, and then they go up there, and all 500 of them are standing around, and they pull this piece of tape and it rips off the whole wall.
Oh, gee.
And it's like, we told you, you need oil base on that. Oh, it's hilarious. But, you know, we got paid by the hour. It didn't matter, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating doing it over and over.
Again.
Yeah, especially when you do it like perfect.
Yeah.
It drives you crazy.
Because how many times are you going to get that perfect finish? I mean, eventually you're going to get good at it because they just keep asking you to do. They just keep asking you to do it.
Yeah, the last job I quit, they budgeted $250,000 for the kids' playhouse in the backyard.
Jeez.
And they went to about $550,000 on the budget. This is a kid's playroom in the backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's not your normal type stuff.
I've been painting when I come here, it's my first time. I learned sheetrock work, paint, which painting I always knew, but sheetrock I had to learn, and I'm pretty good at sheetrock now. I've rebuilt corners, you know, inside corners, outside corners, and restored all that. Had quite a bit of work here actually when I first bought this place. Bought it from a businessman, and
sorry, MCK. I'm on the iPad. The microphone's not that great.
I hear you pretty good because I got headphones on.
Yeah, we had one poor guy. He spent 2 years painting around gold leaf on the ceilings. You know, all the gingerbread like you'd see in a museum or whatever. He laid on his back on scaffolding with his poor arm. He had to put bandages on his arm and just with the artist brush painting around gold leaf all day for 2 years.
Wow.
I pity the fool. Yeah. Poor bastard.
Man, yeah, it tear me up.
I didn't have to do that. I did mostly woodwork and stuff.
I know a few years ago I got a hold of some oil paint. I forget where I got it at. I bought it maybe. And I painted my bathroom door, and that thing was shiny as hell. And I took I scuffed it down a little bit and put the normal stuff on it. You know, I bought super paint, Sherwin-Williams super paint, the exterior white, and that's what I paint trim with now. I don't like Sherwin-Williams for the most part, but I like their super paint, that real thick white paint they have. All my trim and interiors, trim and doors, that they're painted. My doors aren't. I got to paint some doors here, but this stuff's about on sale, $36 a gallon. I think it was $60 a gallon here a few years ago. Very expensive stuff, but it does real well on doors and trim. Seems to hold up good. I've always thought like that. Put interior, why not put exterior in the house? Yeah. So, did I lose sound here?
No, we're listening to you.
Okay.
You wanna run up and put exterior.
Oh, okay.
You wanna make it a painted oil base. You wanna get the high up in there. He's like, yeah, I paint an entire closet with oil base, and I stand in there. I just close the door on the closet, and I go in there and sit down and have lunch.
Hey, what's going on, Tim? Good to see you. Let's see. UJ worked at a large white building in downtown Sacramento. I had a guy that did all the historical restoration on the ceilings. Wow. I never did anything like that. I just painted it, growing up with my uncle when I was a kid. He let me paint. I can cut in good, but I'm not going to do any of that hard stuff. No way. I can't even hardly work on a car now at my age. Man, leaning under it, crawling under it, kills me. And unfortunately, I got quite a bit of work to do on that thing. That's something I got to do, Echo. I'm going to need to order a fuel pump, brand new fuel pump, and put it in.
And a water pump.
Yeah, and a water pump, and also a heater core. I got to take the seat out and lay down my back and that thing to do the heater core. They say I got to move the entire computer module. Yeah, and a brace inside there. I go, God, what a thing is hard to work on the way they designed it. I love it, you know, the way it's designed, but not when it comes to working on it.
That just did something crazy. I don't know what this is doing. I'm kind of fighting this thing every once in a while, sinking this bullet like super far, and I'm like, I don't know why it's doing that. And I'll knock it out with a bullet puller just to be able to.
Michael says, "What year is it, AR? What year? What do you mean? I hope it's is it 2001 here?" I have to clarify that. Oh, my car? 89 Corvette. I was trying to get by without saying that because I don't like sitting around talking about it all the time, especially in live streams. Yeah, it's 89 Corvette red, 14,000 miles, perfect interior. Interior looks like it's never been driven. I also got to do the top end of the motor, new lifters. Cam, probably do the cam. I may end up actually doing the lower end. I'm gonna have a machine shop do it though. So I'm gonna keep it stock. I don't know if they're gonna bore it, or it may not even need rings if it's 14,000. It's got good compression. It runs like a bad, you know what? So I don't see it. Don't smoke either. So it just sat a long time, and the lifters got stuck in it. And just my luck. And I got to have the radio rebuilt. Got to send it to actually a guy on YouTube. I ran into him. I called him a couple of years ago. I got to ship it to him in Florida. You probably don't know him, Echo. He's some guy. He's on YouTube. He actually rebuilds the Bose stereos.
That's impossible. I know everyone in Florida. Oh man, that was just horrible. Look what I just did.
Yeah, I got a truck. I had board 20 over. 40, that's a max. I don't want to go that much. I want to try to keep the compression and everything about the same or close. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to upgrade the camera, nothing. I mean, the 89 Vet runs pretty dang strong anyway. I don't really need to do a lot to it. If I built it, it would run. Jeez.
I'll be like, I got a Toyota Camry 86. Pretty bad. You better watch your step.
Oh, it's okay, Michael. I just don't usually bring it up.
Did you hear me? I'm gonna be racing you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
I got that. I got that power plant mounted up in that in that Toyota Camry. You better watch your step. It's nothing to play around.
I'll blow your doors off on the expressway, man.
Hey, listen. I get up there to 55, 54 miles an hour. I get good gas economy. And you know, the real women, they're looking for a family man with a car seat in the back. I got it all.
Okay. Yeah, they don't the ones with the sports cars, they look down on, don't they? They go, oh, goddamn sports car. Oh yeah. I used to, back in the 90s, I wouldn't even tell girls I dated. Sometimes I drove one till I shut up the house. I didn't want to hear that crap. You know, like, what do you drive? I go, I don't know. I wouldn't talk about it.
I rent a car. The company pays for it. It's some kind of thing. It's
one
all
blonde
I know is it's red. That's all I know. It's red.
One blonde I dated years ago says, I'm afraid to get in it, afraid I'll mess the interior up. Because that's how clean it looked back then. I kept my car.
Did you tell her you better not mess that damn interior up? It took hours to get it that clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's weird is I had red carpet back then. I got red now, and I don't like red carpet typically. I prefer another color, but it is what it is. I got red, and couldn't help it. I miss my old charcoal gray. I loved it. It had camel leather. You know what camel is? Like Thomas Magnum's Ferrari. that brown leather. That I like, tan leather, man. That was beautiful. It was a charcoal metal flake. You can see the metal flake under it. Only problem with red is if you paint it, it starts wanting to, if you don't get the panels right, nothing matches. You start, the shade looks different. So I may get it repainted. Get some paint work done on it. I got to take the door panel off on the right because I cut the friggin' weather guard on it with a Slim Jim here a year or so ago. And I made a locksmith give me $140 for the damage they did to it. They knocked the black off the aluminum handles in interior. Yeah, I said, didn't have a scratch on it. I said, you send the locksmith out here, I think he's about 40 years old. And he gets this long rod in there, man. He burns my paint off, and then takes my paint off my handle.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, God. Then he lied to him. They sent me a check, though. So I told him, I said, you going to pay for this.
There ain't a car made on the planet I can't get into. I got about $2,000 worth of tools made from Snap-on and a couple other companies made for just getting into cars.
Mm-hmm.
I used to unlock cars all night long for freaking when we were doing towaways and doing repos.
He told the lock company that he had a rubber tip on it. And I said he did not. I said I was out there watching him. And I told him to be careful. He was doing it too rough and too wild. And I said, I'll show you the handle if you want to come over here. And I said, one handle's scratched up. The other one's like brand new. Now, why would that be? I said, it's not wear from hands. It's a scratch where metal hit it. And I still got it. I'm thinking about powder coating them. That's what I might do. So, powder coat them black.
You can get them anodized and make them look real sexy. And it would stay better.
Black powder coat would stay because they do rifles with ceramic.
Yeah,
what I was thinking, not powder coat, but
hard coat.
Powder coat or what's that ceramic? Cerakote. Black Cerakote. That would do it.
Yeah, it's still not going to hold up like anodizing is.
Yeah.
Cerakote's good. I've done Cerakote. It's good product. It is. Don't get me wrong.
I wonder what they did it with originally. What Chevrolet did with those aluminum handles back in the day.
If you show me one, I could tell you.
It's just aluminum black. It's an aluminum square thing. You open it, but yeah, I'd have to take it off. I can't do that. Not right now, anyway. They don't scratch easy though. That's the thing. You hardly ever. I mean, you'll see wear them after years and years, yeah. But it's pretty good paint on it or coating typically. Hey, what's up, Rebel? 67 Rebels here.
What's he talking about?
Just says good evening. Good to see you.
What's everybody talking about?
Nothing much. We were down that way and we've done going up. So that's good. We're not talking nothing. Hey, where'd Uncle Jim go? Oh, there we go. Sorry, Uncle Jim. Jeez. What'd you do, Luke? I thought you was there, and I was reading the side chat, and all of a sudden I noticed you wasn't there.
Clicked the wrong button, bumped myself off, but I had to go get the bullets out anyway, so I can powder coat them.
Okay.
What bullets are you doing?
380 hollow point.
Oh, that's what I like. That's what I
know. I'm gonna have to send you some. I went a little softer this time, and we'll see.
You may know this, Uncle Jim. What can I coat my aluminum handles on my Corvette?
Ooh, aluminum is always tough. Man, like Echo said, anodize is hard to beat, but and you can send them to somebody to do that. But aluminum is tricky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pisses me off he did that back then.
Hey, listen, I know an aluminum anodizer right here in Florida. They'll get it to GM spec. They do all the military's Apache AH-64s, Hellfire rockets. And the guy that used to own it was a good friend of mine, and he polished a couple of Pythons and a King Cobra for me. stainless steel guns to chrome.
You think
And
you think they anodized that back originally for
yeah, of course they did. Anything aluminum on a Corvette all went to anodization.
Okay.
Yeah, there's coatings out there that are fine for your hands, but if you accidentally hit it with your key, you might have issues.
Right.
You know, it'll scratch. Pole lane is a 2-part process. It's supposed to stick to everything, but man, the very best thing on aluminum is anodizing.
Okay.
And, you know, if you can take the parts off, it won't be too bad. And they'll last forever.
Yeah, they're easy to take off. I'm going to take the whole door panel. I'm also going to check the plastic seal, and if it seems compromised, I'm going to put trim caulk in it and cut plastic out and insulate the door the way the factory did. I don't know. It may be okay, but I'm going to pull it anyway just to see. So. Yeah, I had no scratch on them. My interior is like brand new. So I told the locksmith, I said, he scratched up my car. I'm gonna put in car shows. I said, I can't believe he did that. And he's not a young guy that did this. I said, oh, we're so sorry. You know, we'll pay for it. I said, okay.
Well, as long as they, back it up.
Yeah, my insurance company said I could not cash the check and file it on my insurance company, do a claim, and they said that shouldn't raise my rates. He scratched a little tiny spot where he had the rod in the corner of the window, scratched my red paint right down to the black primer, a little tiny spot, and you can see it. You can tell it's what he did. So that's got to be touched up. The door armrest got to be replaced, and then the handle needs to be redone. He did all that dang damage just for one friggin' door lock. I thought, what an idiot.
Yeah, because he didn't use an airbag. When you first go into a vet, the window free floats. The only thing holding it sealed is a weather strip. So what you do is you use these Delron black wedges, and you spit on them, and the spit is the key.
He did use a bag, Echo, but here's what he did. Not only did he do it with a bag, he did it so fast he was whacking my paint. He was just literally just fast as you could go.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is you gotta wedge it first to give you an area to put the bag in. And then once you put the bag in there, you inflate it and you give yourself 1.5 inches. Your pole shouldn't be hitting anything of the glass or the car. It should be free floating to give the operator the ability to go in and hit the power on door lock button, which will then trigger the alarm system, goes off, and then you can just basically deflate your bag after you pulled your
he couldn't get the door
ceramic rod out, and
he couldn't get the lock undone. So then he went for my aluminum door handle.
Yeah,
I told him, I said, that won't work. I said, you don't be doing the aluminum that way. So the time I said it, he already tore it up, damaged it. I said, oh God, it is what it is.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. That's what happens. That's why AAA doesn't send out just wrecker drivers anymore to do locksmith stuff unless you've been certified. Because I've had to go out there and fish locks, unlocking equipment, tools out of people's doors on really expensive Mercedes and Porsches. And luckily I turned wrenches on cars for a while because I had to take entire door panels apart and the weather seal out, and they would get the tool, it would get caught in the wiring for the door or for the heating elements that have in the expensive cars that have heated windows that don't use ventilation on it, that actually use heating elements, and freaking you can destroy the inside of a door and be into thousands of dollars worth of damage really fast. And even in an American car, you can be into hundreds of dollars of damage really fast if you don't know what you're doing.
I bought it got me where I don't even want to see a locksmith anymore on my car.
Yeah, the whole thing is, if you're a blind guy like myself, as I started losing vision, I started doing more unlocks. So I instead of doing towaways and stuff, since I couldn't drive, I'd have my wife or my girlfriend at the time drive me to wherever the lockout was, and I would open up people's cars for them. And I could do that not without any problem, because that was pretty easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
This hat is what's causing me a little bit of issue.
10:32. I may just sign off here and close this down now. Here shortly.
What's going on?
Going there and get me something to eat. Relax, watch a little TV. Take it easy. I done reloaded 10 bullets, man. I'm done. I'm kidding.
He's like, that's a hard night.
My first live reloading. I actually didn't plan that part. In some ways, I was just going to dump powder, but it happened.
Something happened?
Yeah, I just went ahead and finished it. I got plenty of that powder now. I bought a 8-pound jug here maybe 8 months ago, 10 months ago, at least a year ago, somewhere during COVID. It came in stock in Athens, and I grabbed it up, buddy. I said, "Yep." So I don't have to worry. I got two 1-pound of 335, 835. And then I got the 8-pound thing over there, so I can stay with it a while. Then if I get tired of that, I can go to tack. And I wish I had 8 pounds of Varget. Man, do I?
Yeah, you and everybody else.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I search on it from time to time. I can't find it. If it does come available, it's sold out quick. I have been on a few times months ago before I met you. I'd be on the website and they would have it in stock, and my computer their site would freeze. The cart, everything.
Oh, yeah, that's because there's so many people putting it in their cart buying it, it froze their website.
I said, son of a bitch, I can't get this. And I lost the deals, couldn't get it. So. Oh.
Why in the hell is this thing?
I got the dog in for this stream so he wouldn't be barking in the background. That's why you're not hearing it. So he's back there in the dog. I said I'd go let him out and let him go to the bathroom. But, I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good stream. I could figure out what this die is doing or what I'm doing. I think what it's happening is I'm getting this. There we go. Dead nuts right there.
You did repair in the early 90s. Oh, repo in the early 90s. Okay.
Yeah, I did that in the early 90s myself. All the way from early 90s to probably 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun job. If you're an adrenaline junkie, it's definitely a job, and that can create a lot of adrenaline.
Mm-hmm. I always wanted to get a wrecker, man, go in that business.
It's good money, man. If you can put up with just putting up with asshole people for hours on end, and that's pretty much what you're doing. Now, if you're doing AAA or something like that, that's more or less regular tow truck nonsense. And that only pays if you have a shop that's actually getting the like, if you're towing to your personal shop and they're making money off of this customer by you towing them this car in, then you're making money. but AAA does not pay enough money for an actual towing company to survive off just AAA. There's no way, because they're charging you $11.65 to hook up, and $1.25 a mile is what they're paying you for Plus card members, and this was 20 years ago. So it basically boils down to, if you have a shop that fixes cars and you're towing in broken cars that need repair, the towing is just something you can write off on your taxes as getting that business in through the door. You know, but a tow truck company, he can't make no fucking money off of that. No, I'm going to go and I'm going to tow for shops that, like, I had All Trans, which is All Transmission World of Orlando. And they rebuilt transmissions for the huge United States postal account. So I towed brand new rebuilt postal vehicles out to guys that were broke down on the side of the road and helped them transport all their mail over into the new truck, switch keys with them, and drive the broken one back to All Trans and have them put a new tranny in it. That's what we did.
1980, 85. I used to work at a buy here, pay here, and we sent a repo out quite a bit to get the vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I rode with them a time or two.
Yeah, that was my first contracts. Were buy here, pay here.
We used to go to the post office and get find about something we could get access to their forward address somehow, and find out where they're at, and I'd bring it back to the owner. I could run the post office and I forget how I did that, but he'd go to the post office, see if he could get a current address, and I'd go.
The replies about repoing in Alaska is funny as hell. Yeah, even a moose could take you out.
Yeah.
A guy in his underwear. Oh yeah. The guy in his underwear with a 1911. Oh yeah. America.
Yeah.
Funny stuff, guys.
Dude, I one time, when I first got into it, I didn't have enough money to get a tow truck, because they were, for a brand new one, you're looking at $85,000 for a self-loader, like a Dynamic 701 or a Century Midnight Express. So basically, I started doing key work for these buy here, pay here lots, because when you buy at a buy here, pay here, they have about 60 sets of keys to the car you bought. And I'll go down there and they'll give me the keys, and I get a friend to drop me off. And basically, I would roll up, get out of a car, go unlock the car, get in it, start it up, and drive off, and, you know, call it into the police department within an hour. Well, I went to start up the car, and when I turned the key, I heard growling coming from the back seat. I turn around and look, and there's a Doberman in the back seat of the car. And I started getting bit and just basically was able to get the dog out through the window. Thank God it was an old IROC Z. And the windows, it had T-tops on it. And I just opened the T-top and the window about at the same time and just threw the T-top in the front yard and just threw the dog out. I got bit all to shit. And that's when I realized I needed to buy a tow truck.
Well, it's never boring.
No, never boring.
Did you ever have guns pulled on you?
Oh, dude, I got bullet holes and pictures of bullet holes in the back of the trucks.
Wow.
Yeah, if I got enough
when you get the car, they don't care why you're getting it. They don't care if they're behind. They still they get mad about it.
I got a girl one time driving through a McDonald's drive-through. She had her friends in the car. They've been looking for it for about 2 months. And they call me. They say, "You think you can get this?" I go, "Well, I know the area, so she's probably living out of the damn car. That's why you can't find her in it." And so I just started calling her ex-boyfriend every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I would call him every morning asking where the car was. He finally told me, this is where the car is. Don't tell her I told you. He was just tired of getting calls at 7 o'clock in the morning every morning. He wasn't even dating her. So he was just like, just don't tell her I told you. And I was like, I won't. And, you know, that's how you get a lot of them, because people just, even parents, they get tired of getting, they're like, my son's a deadbeat. He needs to pay for his shit. You know, go get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I even had a few moms tell me where the car was to go get it, because he was disrespecting the family by not making his payments obligated, embarrassing them. And I went and got him. It was funny.
Shoot the person trying to grab it. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. That's interesting.
What?
GGW said it's legal to shoot some person trying to grab your car in Texas.
Nope. No, it is not. If I have legal documentation stating that I can repossess that vehicle, I have a hold harmless saying I can go on anyone's property to recover that property, because that property is not owned by that person. It's owned by the financial institution that made the loan on it. So he shoots me, he's shooting a state officer that's licensed. So that is the same as shooting a police officer, and you will get the death penalty in Texas. I know a repo guy that was shot, and it was the same kind of thing. And basically they put that person's to death about 7 years ago. So you go ahead and shoot a repo guy, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, it's true about the bank always owns it as a lender.
Yeah, you don't have it until you have the deed to that paperwork in your hand. That ain't yours.
Well, let's wrap this up, you all. I had a good time. I'm going to go in there and relax, get something to eat.
I'm going to eat, dude. I think my blood sugar's getting low because I'm starting to get a little bitchy.
All right, you all, appreciate you dropping by. Appreciate you dropping in, Uncle Jim.
Hey, thanks for having me on, and have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too. Anytime.
Take care, Uncle Jim, brother.
See you all. Appreciate you dropping by. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, appreciate it a lot. Good night, all.